The students slowly back away from me as I walk towards them. A pathway opens up right through the middle of their group, as if they wish to be chivalrous and escort me to my destination. I almost feel like a queen parting the seas of her loyal subjects. No one says anything as I walk past them, but I can feel the multitude of their eyes staring into me. However, I've already grown accustomed to such attention. Seeing so many gazes directed at me, I naturally stand straighter, taller. I take up my most regal and imposing posture. Huh? Is my first witty remark, as I make my grand entrance upon the scene, but at a single glance I have no idea what to make of what I'm seeing. Is that hair? Scattered in a mess on the floor are strands of what seems to be light purple hair. It's a very pretty color, certainly a very striking rare shade of purple. So our main character finally decides to grace us with her presence, says a haughty, shrill voice from somewhere off within the crowd. Is it just my imagination, or does it sound somewhat familiar? I turn towards its source, and no wonder. Isn't that Jane? It's been a while. I see that nose of hers that I broke looks nice and straight again. Looks back to its perfect, prim, proper, and snittily upturned self. I wonder if they used healing magic on it. I see that her holier-than-thou honor student aura is also still going strong. You're looking quite spirited, Jane, I remark. Jane's smile falters, falling into a grimace almost instantly. So you do know my name? That's unfortunate. It's so unpleasant hearing it spoken from your lips. Wow, she really seems to detest me. Though, to be fair, I did throw a punch square in her face with enough power to send her sprawling. It's not like she doesn't have good reason to. How could I forget? We met under the most diverting of circumstances, after all. When you were crumpled on the ground, you'd look so much like a trampled frog that I couldn't stop laughing about it for days. I giggle mockingly. You're quite gutsy, Jane, using the word unpleasant in front of a villainess. I had a feeling our fight wasn't over yet. So you've finally come seeking your revenge, have you? I don't think you're the one meant to be fighting with her right now, Gil whispers to me quietly. I'm not? I look at Gil with wide, astonished eyes. Wouldn't it be her problem in this case? Gil says, hooking a finger at something behind Jane. I follow the direction he's pointing in and see a girl sitting huddled on the ground. Her hair is a mess. The length varies widely across her head as if a 5-year-old had had a little too much fun playing barber. She must be the owner of the shorn light purple locks strewn across the floor. That's quite the miserable appearance, I can't help but comment. It's like someone cut her hair off like that on purpose. Why would anyone do such a thing? No matter how hard I think about it, I can't figure out what the point could be. And from the looks of it, Gil has no idea either. I'll tell you why, shall I? Jane butts in. That girl, she says she admires you. She apparently was growing her hair out because she wanted it to be more like your long, beautiful... Cutting herself off, she pauses for a split second. Creepy, unsettling hair, she finishes, glaring savagely at me. Despite the pure hatred in her eyes, she's still being rather nice to me. She even complimented my hair, even if it was by accident. And? So what? Jane laughs at my question, a cackling, manic laugh. Scary. She almost looks like a murderer laughing maniacally over her kill. It's an utter disgrace. It's disturbing that anyone could admire the likes of you. So I merely helped her see the error of her ways. I cut her hair before the insanity could get any worse. And look at her now. She's crying. It's because she admires someone like you that she's had to go through all this suffering. After finishing her tirade, Jane turns her glare on the girl with the light purple hair, who is still sitting huddled on the floor. In our time apart, Jane seems to have changed a bit. She actually seems like she could be dangerous now. Her honors student vibes are also nowhere to be found anymore. Could she really have changed this much just because I punched her once? However, I still fail to see why you needed me here for this. Because it's your fault that she's fallen into this wretched state. Don't you feel any remorse? Jane stiffens at my question, seeming taken aback before she practically spits her reply. No, not particularly, I say dispassionately. This has been part 1 of I'll Become a Villainess That Will Go Down in History, Chapter 159.